know. I know people right now think it's silly to talk about anything to do with upcoming Nintendo stuff, but this is a different kind of leak. This is a different kind of discussion. This is a different kind of insider that we haven't really covered. And so I want to bring it to your attention because they have what looks like a perfect track record and we're able to call out announcements of games before they happen. So we're going to investigate this and look into what could be one of the biggest announcements for Nintendo in the last decade, and that is new 2D Mario, plus some other stuff. What's going on, everybody? It's Zach from SwitchForce. Apparently I have Nintendo Direct disease, but we'll see who's coughing by the end of the week. Anyhow, this is about Mario. Mario has been a mainstay on Switch, right? The sports games are everywhere. The parties have been pretty neat. The Odyssey, singular. But we did get Bowser's Fury, which was brilliant in my estimation. There's not been a 2D Mario. There has been New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe Switch version, but that don't really count. In fact, Nintendo hasn't really had a new 2D Mario in a very long time. They kind of morphed 2D Mario into Mario Maker, which I think was an amazing move, and gave us some distance between 2D Marios. You can't just do New Super Mario Bros. Over and over because guess what? After like the third or fourth one, it's no longer new. But what would be really new is a new 2D Mario in 2023. And what a perfect game to help the second half, which currently is so empty. Nintendo could use something Mario, and if they're not ready for the big 3D, then a side scroller with all sorts of new mustache and panache would be brilliant. Why am I talking about this? Well, one, it's been rumored for a while from many different places that one of the EPD teams is hard at work on 2D Mario, and it's something that is nearing announcement. I mean, it makes great sense. They have a Mario movie. We have a ton of Mario games. We ain't got a 2D Mario for the Switch to call its own. Enter Pioro ND. Now, at first blush, it looks like a sick little bird, maybe a spam account following 0 people. But let me show you some stuff, okay? This person has been pretty good, all right? They had some Pokemon stuff, they had some Civilization stuff, but let me bring you to their more recent tweets. A new Samba de Amigo game will be announced soon. This is a day before the Direct. Nintendo will announce a new first-party game, which is a sequel to a game released in 2017. This is before they announced Everybody Want to Switch, and there it was on June 1st. Sonic Superstars, 2 days before Jeff Keighley's Bonanza, and I don't think this guy was invited to the party. Somehow he knew, and these tweets have gained decent buzz. 21,000 views, 11,000 views, and now he's back with his latest and greatest... Oh, that's a cute cat. You guys see that? Support animals. Anyhow, back with his latest and greatest tweet, which is in case you were wondering what games will be announced in this week's Nintendo Direct, a new 2D Mario and a remake of an SNES classic. Interesting. And then Necro Philippe is over here responding, saying, I wonder if they can present us with Mario 2D and Chrono Trigger in the same presentation. Would be insane. And we know Necro Philippe has been someone that's heavy on this Nintendo train from Universal Nintendo, the Brazilian publication. But let's go back to Pioro because Pioro has a record that we can investigate. Now, I will 100% say I don't know if Pioro has deleted tweets, but it's very, very shocking that he would have known about Sonic Superstars 2 days before. I don't believe that game title was rumored. And he knew when Everybody Want to Switch was going to be announced, when we knew about the game for years, but we had no idea that it was just coming boom bam out of nowhere with nothing. So this guy to me has some sort of knowledge. He has some sort of connection to Nintendo. And he's telling us a new 2D Mario Bros, which to me is beyond exciting because new Mario Bros was new Mario Bros for long enough. New Mario Bros was really cool when it began. I love those DS games. I thought they were really neat. But once it kind of got to the Wii U iterations and then we had Super Luigi, I tired of it, right? Like there's enough is enough with a certain type of game. And I know that they really wanted to family out the Mario 2D brand and make that the game for everyone. Everyone can play this game. But I did feel like it got boring, rote, and I felt like the art style in particular did not age well. Like it was nice and nifty on the DS, but by the time we got to the Wii U, I felt like I was playing sort of like a knockoff Mario. And maybe that sounds weird, but you know, he's very plastic. He's very knockoff. And in a way, it kind of reminded me of what we saw in the first Mario plus Rabbids, where you're like, that's my guy Mario. But at the same time, like, he don't look right. Like, something's a little bit off. Now, admittedly, they fixed that in Mario Rabbids Sparks of Hope, but a new 2D Mario gives me tons of hope. And what gives me even more hope is that Pioro comes back with another tweet saying this will not appear in the title. New. It will not be a new Super Mario Bros. 2D. It'll be a new Super Mario Bros. 2D. I think an art style switch up would be fantastic. I'd love to see something very hand-drawn. I'd love to see something HD 2D. I'd love to see something in the sort of like shadowy Donkey Kong silhouette level style. Most likely they'll go more traditional than that, but I do wonder if they would incorporate elements from the Mario Bros. Movie in the way that they're forming and framing these characters going forward. Either way, a new 2D Mario is era-changing, right? That is like a big moment for Nintendo. Think about Mario Bros. On NES. Mario World on SNES, Mario 64, Mario Sunshine, Mario Galaxy, Mario freaking Odyssey. Even 3D World and 3D Land thrown in there were kind of like their own thing. And if this is the next segment, the next era, the next big to-do for Mario, well, that's a freaking crazy exciting moment. I think that's one of the best, biggest moments to see where Nintendo is taking their leading lad and what they're going to do with him next. I hope for more challenge, I hope for interesting art style, and I also hope for different enemies and new locales. We don't need to do Goombas and Koopas over and over again. Even DK swapped out Kremlings for something crazier. And while I do have nostalgia for the Kremlings, Mario been bouncing on Goombas and Koopas for a really, really long time. We could have a major overhaul and make magic once again. Now I'll also address his SNES game, SNES Classic, and people were throwing out things like Mario RPG, which sounds fantastic. People are throwing out like Donkey Kong, but the one I've seen most is the one that Necrophilippe mentions, which is Chrono Trigger. Chrono Trigger being remade in HD 2D as sort of Square Enix's gift to Nintendo. They have so many games out there. We know FF16 is about to drop, and the demo was just insane. If you haven't played that demo, if you have access to play the Final Fantasy 16 demo, I highly, highly suggest you do so. It's bonkers. Like, stories don't really drive me crazy lately with games. I'm kind of like, oh, okay, that's to be expected. This one, though, it's just twist and twist and twist and evil. And I don't know, it's very cool. But giving a nice gift to Nintendo fans in the form of an HD 2D remake of Chrono Trigger, I think would be a pretty big deal. And I also believe that both of these games fit well into the context of a Direct that is towards the end of the Switch life cycle, but still has some life to breathe yet. This isn't saying, oh my gosh, we're getting a new 3D Mario, and we're getting the third game in the Chrono Trigger. No, we're getting an HD 2D remake of an SNES game with Square, and we're getting a 2D Mario Bros. Again, 2D Mario Bros. Is huge, but it's not 3D Mario, it's not 3D Zelda. If there's a world where we do get a Direct this week, and it has Chrono Trigger, new 2D Mario, and Metroid Prime 4, I think not only does that completely overrule and usurp all of the Nintendo naysayers, but it does so in such a fashion that is almost mind-blowing. To go from Nintendo has nothing to holy crap, they've got new 2D Mario, Chrono Trigger HD 2D, and Metroid Prime 4 to show off in the same presentation, we literally could be in for an absolute megaton of a presentation. I won't, go crazy because I know people don't believe in it and don't buy in it, but it really feels like it's happening, and it really feels like there is a lot of momentum, and where there's smoke, there's usually fire. And Pioro has called things like, we can go back to the Game Awards 2022. He called out Armored Core will be announced soon, and Armored Core 6 from was announced at the Game Awards, Jeff Keighley's show. He has some other things, Civilization, like I mentioned. It goes back to some Yakuza games. Pretty darn interesting. I don't know anything about this rare bird, but I'm really excited by his history, his record, and the fact that he is prognosticating a new 2D Mario Bros. In a Direct this week. Guys and girls, you can doubt it, but it really feels like we are about to be on Nintendo time. Everybody else got their shine. Summer Games Fest is over. They had their individual presentations, the big Jeff Keighley show. Nintendo was like, hold our card, and their card was Persona 3 Reload. Hold that for whatever reason. We have a Direct coming, and everything has been kind of linking together, and this could be the craziest piece of the puzzle yet. A new 2D Mario should be very exciting no matter which way they go, especially because it's not a new 2D Mario. You get what I'm saying? That's going to be a mess to talk about from here on out, but you know what I mean. This new, the one in the big yellow schmack. Anyhow, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Would a Direct that has highlights of Chrono Trigger, HD 2D, and new, but not new, 2D Mario Bros. On Nintendo Switch. Would that be something that you feel moves your excitement forward for Nintendo Switch in a post Tears of the Kingdom world? Let me know in the comments down below. I'll keep you posted on any further updates. But again, the stakes are escalating. The stakes are escalating, and we'll see who has the last laugh. Until that time, thanks so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, stay positive out there. Love you lots. SwitchForce out.